Everyone. So I just finished a pop-up market yesterday, and I thought I would pop in and share with you all how it went and what went well and what didn't go so well. And yeah, so I haven't done a ton of markets. I still consider myself very much a market newbie, but it's something I'm trying to do more and more of to get out there and get in front of other people, get known more in my community instead of just online. So this weekend, I did a pop up market that was put on as kind of a joint venture between a local yoga studio not far from my house that was doing a fundraiser for a really great charity here where I live. And they teamed up with the artisan market, our local artisan market that I'm a part of. And so, about maybe 12, 13 of us in the group participated, and it was held at the yoga studio. So, kind of a different venue, much smaller, much more intimate, really cozy. And this is the second pop up I've done at this location, and I don't know what it is, but there's just something about these two markets that have such a great vibe when I'm there. I don't know if it's because it's cozier or yeah, I don't really know what it is, but sometimes you'll do a market and the vibe's just off, or um, yeah, you're just not feeling it. But then sometimes you'll do one and it's just like, I'm meant to be here kind of thing. So yeah, it was a short market. It was just from 1 till 5. It was originally supposed to be 1 to 4, but then they extended it by an hour. I think probably we could have just wrapped up at 4. It was quite busy for the first few hours, and then I don't think it matters what time a market closes, but the last hour is always slow. Like you could end a market at 1 in the afternoon, and the last hour would be slow. I don't know why. But the lead up to the market was a gong show. I was very technologically challenged. Our Wi-Fi was on the fritz all week. Finally, I had to uh, fill around and get some support to help us fix it. So I was just not having reliable Wi-Fi is really difficult in this day and age. So once I got that worked out, that was okay. But my silhouette, my portrait cutting machine was on the fritz. I am using new, it's not new sticker paper, but it's a new batch that I just ordered. And I don't know if it's the paper or my machine, but the cuts are not for the Kiss Cut stickers. They're just not, I don't have a set of them here with me. Anyway, they're nothing I cut that had Kiss Cut, had Kiss Cut application was working. It was either the cut was too deep or it was too shallow. My normal settings that I always use just were not working. Maybe I need a new blade for my silhouette. I don't know, but yeah, just trying to peel the stickers off the sheet. So like on these, yeah, just way too hard to peel off without ruining the sticker. So that was frustrating. My printer was being really disgruntled with me, wasn't talking very well to my computer. Just Murphy's Law, right? When you have something going on, everything was just not working. My printing of my bookmarks it was just a mess. I finally got it right the day before, but anyway, I thought I would share some of the things that worked with you all and some of the things that didn't work because it was interesting. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm just changing the lighting a little bit so that you can see the stuff that I'm going to hold up for you. But some things that did work really, really well at this market. One of the first things was my box Christmas cards, and I have a video coming of how I created those and the production and everything behind them. But I thought I would try selling them at this market, even though it's September, a little bit early. And I'm glad I did because I had quite a few sales. So I have 4 designs this year. There's these two. It's a mid-century modern theme. So I have these two in pink and green. These are my favorites. And then I also did a Christmas present theme in sort of traditional and non-traditional this is more mid-century modern, these colors, but I know not everybody's going to want the pastel. So I did these two as well. And I sold quite a few, but the only one I sold was this. So I sold a lot of these, but I didn't sell any of the others. So that was actually really good information. This is probably the one that I will put if I'm going to run any marketing on Etsy or anything. This is probably the one that I'll run it against. And for my next in-person market, I'll make sure I have more of these than the other ones. So that was really helpful information, and really pleased with how that worked out. The other thing that did well for me was all my old greeting cards in the old size. I'm trying to get rid of them all before I do new ones. So the last few markets I've done a clearance on the old sizes, and yeah, $3 each or four for $10. And the last market I did, these did not do well. I hardly sold any, but this one I sold quite a few. So that was really great. Made a big dent in this pile. I was actually able to close the lid on the box, which when I left for the market, I was not able to do. I had to have them in two separate boxes, but they were all able to consolidate into one box in the market. So that worked well. The other thing that did really well was my blind date with a book packages. So the idea behind these are really popular on TikTok right now, but the idea is that there's a mystery book in here and you wrap it up. So it's a blind date. They don't know what they're getting other than the genre. And you include some other goodies with it. So I did, they came with a bookmark and a little package of mini art prints. There's six in the package, three different cards, two of each. Comes with this. This is the little card I used, and I don't know if you can see it, but it tells them what the genre of the book is and what the Goodreads rating of the book is. And then they can use this as a little book tracker as well. They can write down all the books that they've read, and it looks like an old school library card that I love. And it also comes with, I can get the sticker out, a little read more books sticker. I love these. I'm going to put one on my Kindle. And of course, a tea bag, because what's a good book without a good cup? So I wasn't sure. This is the first time I've sold these. Wasn't sure how they would do. I haven't seen it. I did not come up with this idea, but I haven't seen anyone locally doing these. So I thought I had an opportunity here. And I'm really glad that I did it. The sticker tells them what's in the book. People who didn't read needed to have it explained to them, which I fully expected to do. But once they got it, their eyes lit up. And the people who were readers, they got it instantly. They completely understood what it was. And I got some really great feedback. One woman, when she picked it up, she was like, "Oh my goodness, my fingers are starting to twitch." And she wound up buying one. Um, she picked up a few in the genre that she really liked, and she said the one she bought felt the best. So I didn't realize how tactile these would be. People really wanted to pick them up and kind of feel the book. I'm not sure why, because the books are all very similar in shape, weight, and size. So, but she liked the feel of the one that she chose best. I also realized that people really, really wanted to have lots of choices. So even though I had 12 books in all, and I tried to have three or four of each genre. But I realized that wasn't enough. People really wanted to kind of feel and sift through them. And I realized I was missing a couple of genres. So mystery thriller was definitely the one people were most interested in. But a lot of people also were looking for like chick lit and historical fiction. So, and I had some of those. I only had one fantasy or romantasy book. Those seem to be so popular everywhere. Nobody was interested in that. So that was interesting for me. Another woman said, and I hadn't thought of this, but it made so much sense. She was buying one for a friend of hers. And she said, "I actually really like this idea because it's forcing me to buy a book that's based on her interests rather than pushing a book that I love on her that she might not like as much." And I thought that's really interesting because we all tend to do that. We read a great book and then we gift it to our friends, not necessarily taking into consideration that that might not be their thing. So, yeah, I was really pleased with how these worked out. So I will definitely do these again. I have a feeling that more of them will start to pop up at different markets. So it might not be so unique here, but for the time being, it was unique. Other thing that did well for me, let me see where I put it. Was earlier this year, I found this at a thrift store. It was meant to hang on a wall, and it did not look like this at all. But I realized right away that this would be perfect for having my stickers in and lying them flat on the table in the market. And so I took it home, I sanded it down, I painted it so it's much more in line with my booth colors. And this was a winner. I previously I had them up on a pegboard display in little pockets, and people didn't seem to like touching them. But by putting them in this and putting them flat on the table, people were much more interested in picking through them and poking at them and like looking at them and picking them up and touching them and everything. So this was a winner. And this cost me, I think, $3 at the Salvation Army and a little bit of elbow grease and some paint. So that was another good thing. A few of the things that didn't go so well for me was my bookmarks. So I did uh, three different styles of bookmarks. $1. So I did the reading, do not interrupt, which this is my favorite. I think it's so cute. There's a donut on the back. Um, this one, take me to your reader. This was more for kids, and another robot on the back. These are the ragtag heart robots, which are my favorite. They're my soul robots. And then I did the bookshelf with the Go Away I'm Reading. And these have been very popular online. I had so much amazing feedback for these on social media when I posted them. Everyone loved them. And I really thought they would do well. Nobody even looked at them. So I don't know if it was the way I displayed them or if people just weren't into bookmarks. They liked that there were bookmarks in the blind date with a book. They all thought that was really cute. And some people asked if they could swap the bookmarks for a different one, like because I had three different kinds, which was fine. I was willing to do that. Um, but yeah, I really thought these would do well, and didn't sell a single one. I don't think I had them priced badly, $3 each. That's Canadian dollars for those of you watching. So yeah, that was a little bit frustrating. The other thing that was really crazy to me was my sticker sheets. So these are my bread and butter online. I do very well with my sticker sheets on Etsy and on my own website, but they don't do well at markets. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's the crowd. I don't know. I don't think it's my price point because I sell them for the same price. I actually sell them a little bit cheaper at markets than I do online, just so I don't have to make change when people are paying by cash. But yeah, I didn't sell a single sheet of stickers yesterday. When I do sell them, it's maybe one or two at a market. So I'm really thinking that I might probably take them to my next two Christmas markets because I do think they're a good stocking stuffer. And I'm hoping the bookmarks will prove to be a good stocking stuffer. But I think that might be it, especially if they don't do well at those two markets. I might not take them to markets anymore or find a different way to display them that takes up far less room because they take up a lot of real estate. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Those of you who sell sticker sheets at markets, how do they do? Like, do you do better with the die cuts? Die cuts are also they're very hit and miss for me as well. I think it really depends on the crowd. I think sticker sheets are more the bullet journal and pen pal crowd, and a lot of people who follow me online and who purchase from me on Etsy are part of that crowd. And I just think maybe those people are not at the markets I'm going to. Um, so yeah, that's one for me to figure out. Anyway, I just thought I would give you all an update and let you know what it's like. It's always kind of interesting being in a market and being not one of the older people there. Most of the people selling there are my age range, so like Gen X, late 40s, early 50s, but I don't run into a lot of people selling like the cute stickers and cute illustrations that are my age. So it's always kind of interesting to see how a market's going to go for me. Anyway, I'm really pleased with how I did. I didn't bring in a ton of revenue, but it was more money than I have made at my last three markets, with probably a third of the traffic that my last three markets had. So while there wasn't a huge traffic because it was in a different kind of location, the people who came were buying, and I would say probably about half the people who came through actually purchased something from me. So I consider that a big win. I also just consider it a win because it's really nice, especially when you're launching new things like, a new design or a new line, to get that feedback one-on-one from people and see how people interact with your items. So even when I don't do well at a market, I always learn a ton. And again, I'm in my early stages of doing markets. I think this is only my fifth or sixth maybe. Um, yeah, and so it's a really good learning experience for me. It's also a really great way to get seen in my community and get known, and it's a great way to interact with other people in our artisan collective and that sell locally, especially at like a more intimate market like this. Because when it was slow, we were able to like chit chat with each other, and like you could you could interact with everyone who was selling because we were in such a small place without having to get up and leave your booth. You could just talk across the room when it was slow. So it was really nice, and just getting to meet a few new vendors who've joined us. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So that's this market update. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below, and I will try and put together a new video for you soon showing how I made my Christmas cards this year and how I came up with the designs and everything. So, and these are available to order now. The pre-order is out there, and anybody who orders on the pre-order, these will be going out no later than October 15th. And of course, you'll be able to purchase them after the pre-order, but the shipping date will be whenever it is that you place your order. So I just know a lot of people like to get their Christmas cards early so that they can write them and get them in the mail on time. So yeah, that's it. Hope you found this helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. And if there's anything else you'd like to know about starting a small art-based business when you're maybe not in your 20s or 30s, drop me a note in the comments and I'd love to see if I can shoot you an answer. That's it for now. Bye.